right? I feel that the church, the people coming to church have become hypersensitive. We've allowed hypersensitive, right guys? Hypersensitive. Being extra sensitive, abnormally sensitive. When we step into the church, or when we try to become a part of a church, we become sensitive. Why? We act like the church is not where sinners are allowed. We act like church, there's not going to be mistakes made. We act like at church, people aren't going to be miscommunicated. We act like at church, people aren't going to make mistakes. But isn't that why we as Christians are at church? Because we recognize we are sinners? Because we recognize we need Jesus Christ? Because we recognize that we make mistakes? So when somebody, an elder, a pastor, somebody who's attending hurts your feelings, or says something that you take the wrong way, or there's miscommunication, is that an excuse for us to leave? Is that an excuse? If there's not a program for your child, or if there's not a program for a young adult, or if there's not a program for a parent's spare, does that give us motivation to want to leave? So these are the things that I contemplate. These are things I think about. These are things that hurt myself. And I'm like, if it's hurting me, imagine how much it's hurting Pastor Jamie or Pastor Tony or any of these guys. Show of hands real quick. How many people in this room have been prayed for, loved on, or have had one of the pastors or elders or somebody in this church impact their life or be a part of their life in some way? What? What? Yo, y'all better raise your hands over there. I know that for a fact, you two up in front. Yes, Jacob. What? Look at those hands. Look at those hands. For soccer players, right? They always talk about, I like this school, I like this coach because this coach cares about me. I like this school because the coach pours into me. He wants me to be better. He pushes me. Am I going to make mistakes? Absolutely. Am I going to say things that are misinterpreted? Absolutely. I'm not perfect. I understand that. I accept that. So can we understand that and accept that with the elders of this church, with the pastors of this church, with the members of this church, with the people who walk through the door for the first time? And can we put away the hypersensitivity? Can we say we're here for Jesus Christ? So, real quick, one of my favorite authors is this guy named David Platt. Anybody heard of David Platt before? Pastor, right? David Platt. Asterisk next to David Platt, because when I say he's my favorite author, that means I've read one of his books from front to back. I'm my favorite authors. I usually don't get all the way through. I usually stop halfway through and I'm like, oh, this book looks cool. Let me start this one. And I put it up on the shelf and like, look at all those books I read. But really, I haven't really completed any of them, except for David Platt. I love his book, right? Follow Me. A lot of people who've been in this church for a while, they've read that book. It says, and I wanted to highlight this, it says, to identify your life with the person of Christ is to join your life with the people of Christ. To identify your life with Jesus Christ is to join your life with the people of Christ. How many times throughout the week are you able to be around 100, 200, 300 Christians? To share burdens with 100, 200, 300 Christians, to impact 100, 200, 300 Christians, to come together in Jesus Christ's name and worship. How many times? So is church important? Does this church love you? Absolutely. So for me, it goes back to, why do people leave if there's so much love in this church? The enemy wants us to leave. The enemy wants to get inside our minds and say, yo, you hear the way he was talking about you? Oh, you see Pastor Jamie didn't pay attention to y'all this week? You see your leader for that group didn't show up this week? We don't have something for your kids this because somebody stepped down, so now do you leave? What do you do? So the question I want to ask you is, and the question I ask myself is, am I committed to a local church, sharing life with followers of Christ in mutual accountability, right? Mutual accountability under biblical leadership for the glory of God, right? Stop dating the church. Let's stop being church shoppers. This is such a weird moment for me because I miss my wife. wife so badly she's not here today, but this is one small moment where I'm kind of happy she's not here. I have commitment issues. Let's be real. She knows this. And the reason why we worked out is because she has commitment issues too. Right? So we stuck by each other and we're like, should we commit now? What do you think? Stop dating the church. Marry the church. Be a part of the church. In Ephesians it says, love your wives as much as Jesus loved the church. So if I read that as a husband, I'm like, okay, I need to love my wife. How did you... Hold on. Love your wife as much as Jesus loved the church. Jesus loved the church. Jesus loved the church. I want to be more like Jesus. I want to love the church. I want to show my love. I want to build my love. I want Jesus Christ to use me, flow through me to show the love. Love your wife as much as you love the church. How powerful is that? So can we stop dating the church? Let's not have the church market become a consumer's market. Does that make sense? Right? Let's not have the church market become a consumer's market to always looking for the better deal. Church shopping. Huh? Looking for the better deal. Well, this one has better lights. This one has better music. This one, the guys on stage, their jeans aren't super tight, making me feel uncomfortable. Mine is stretchy. I don't know about his. Don't look for reasons to leave the church. Look for reasons to be a part of the church. Look for reasons to love the church as Jesus loved the church. So, one more question. Consider what you can do to build up the body of Christ, as well as be built up in the body of Christ. Is this not an excellent platform to do so? To follow Christ is to love his church. It's biblically, spiritually, and practically impossible. This is from the book, right? It's biblically, spiritually, and practically impossible to be a disciple of Christ, much less make disciples of Christ, apart from a total devotion to a family of Christians. Hold on, that don't make sense. I read that like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, okay, I get what they're trying to say, but that doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so this makes a little bit more sense. I broke it down for myself, so hopefully I'm panicking as a best man right now. The parents are laughing. Later! So the question now becomes, what does that mean that I just read? And I said, okay, hold on a second. If somebody says, my friends say this all the time, my friends who don't like being a part of church, I love Jesus Christ, but I can't stand the church. Man, the people in the church are fake, or the pastor doesn't know who I am, or they don't have a program for my kid, or I don't really know where to serve, nobody approaching. I love Jesus Christ, but I can't stand the church. You can't totally and fully love Jesus Christ unless you in turn love the church.
Amen.
Kyle. Hey, Coach Kyle. Man, I love you, man. You're awesome, man. I can't stand your wife. Whoa. Quiet. Shh. If she hears, I'm scared of my wife. Don't let her hear that. You need to be quiet. You need to whisper that. First, lower your tone. Whisper it so she doesn't come after both of us. Secondly, it's impossible for you to love me fully if you don't love my wife.
That's right.
My wife is my bride. The church is Jesus' bride. You cannot fully love Jesus Christ without loving his bride. So either you love me and my wife, you love Jesus Christ and his church. They go hand in hand. Do we understand? So for me, instead of looking for the exit door, instead of looking for reasons to leave, instead of, for soccer players, instead of looking for reasons to transfer, can we look for reasons to stay? Can we look for reasons to serve? Can we look for reasons to step up? Can we look for reasons to help? Can we look for reasons to build Jesus Christ's body. The body is the church. This is Clayton Jennings. I love Clayton Jennings. Any of y'all heard of Clayton Jennings' spoken word? This is it. The last thing I'm going to say before I wrap up. It's a lot of information taken at once. I was writing I felt like the Russell Crowe in Beautiful Mind. I'm writing all over the walls. And I got a lot of cleaning to do before Monica gets home because I got stuff written on the table. I got stuff written on tags that she has laying around the house. It's a mess. Clayton Jennings says, and I love this. When I was growing up little, don't judge me, when I was growing up little, I always thought I was either going to be a professional athlete or a rapper. So this is my favorite part right here, so here we go. I'm not dressed the part, it's okay. Again, don't judge me. The few that, okay, let me give you some background. I'm excited right now. My generation, 1 of 3 people are leaving the church. In my generation, 1 out of 3 people are leaving the church. That number is scary, that number is shocking. That makes me want to re-say everything I just said to those 3 people and pray to God that their heart is softened and that He makes it very, very clear how important the church is to Him. So 1 in 3 people leave the church, right? In my generation. So he says to this, he goes, the few that leave are part of the problem too. Because instead of being the solution, quitting is what they do. You see, they let the wolves in sheep's clothing win. Instead of staying for Jesus, they leave because of men. So I'll be the 1 in 3 that stays under the steeple. Because I'd rather stay for Jesus Christ than leave because of people. No more excuses, no more escape routes, no more reasons to leave, no more consumer market mindsets in the church. Let's stand together, let's unify. As we stand together, let's come and pray and